Hi students, in today's class we will be discussing the unit articles. I'm sure that this is not a new thing that you're going to learn, but from a competitive exam point of view, so if you look at different exams like UPSC, bank exams, and many other competitive exams, they do ask questions related to articles. So it might be helpful for you if you're planning to attend any competitive exams in future. Okay, so first, I will just tell you what an article is. Okay, so articles are words that define a noun as specific or unspecific. So, for example, just take a sentence. Okay, if I'm saying, give me a book. Okay, give me a book. So, in that sentence, A is the article that I'm using before book. Okay, so by adding A before the term book, I'm saying that I want a book, means I want one book and I want any book. Okay, I'm not specifying a particular book there. Okay, it could be any book. I want a book. But if I'm saying I want the book on Shakespeare, so there, using a definite article, I'm actually defining the book that I want, right? I want the book on Shakespeare, a particular book that is written on Shakespeare. That is a book that I want. So in that way, using articles, you can actually specify or define a noun as specific or unspecific. Now, when you look into articles, there are basically two types of articles. One is definite article and the other one is indefinite articles. So first, let's look at what are indefinite articles. Okay, so mainly a and an. These two articles are called indefinite articles. Okay, so you're not actually defining what you exactly want. You're not defining the noun. Okay, for example, in this sentence, I want a pen. Okay, I'm saying that I want a pen. It could be any pen. So if you have some 5 pens with you, you can give me a pen. I'm not specifying the pen. So that is why it's called indefinite article. But when it comes to definite article, I'm actually specifying what I want exactly using the definite article the. Okay. For instance, when I say I want the pen which he gifted, okay, I'm exactly pointing out the kind of pen that I want. I want no other pen, but I want the pen, that particular pen which he gifted. Okay. So using definite article the, I'm actually defining the noun. So that is why it's called definite article. Okay. Now let's look in detail. What is this indefinite article? Okay, so generally, if you look at indefinite article, it can be used before a singular countable noun. So now, what are countable nouns? Things that you can count, right? The nouns that you can count. For example, book, it is a countable noun. You can count the number of books, right? Then, if you look at the table, okay, you can count the number of tables. But if you look at stars, can you count it? So that is uncountable noun, right? So indefinite article is usually used before a singular countable noun. So when I say I want a bag using the indefinite article a, I'm saying that I'm conveying two things, right? I'm saying that I want a bag, meaning I want one bag, or it could also mean that I want any bag. I'm not specifying, right? I'm not specifying a particular bag. You can give me any bag. Now, the next use. The indefinite article a is used when we mention a noun for the first time. So let's just take an example to understand this rule. Okay, so when I say my father works in a chocolate factory, okay, so I'm talking about a place where in which my father works for the first time to a person. So there, I'm saying that my father works in a chocolate factory. So I'm having a conversation with a person, and I'm talking about my father's place of work for the first time. So when you are talking about a noun for the first time, then you can use indefinite article before it. So you're not exactly saying which chocolate factory it is. Okay, it could be any chocolate factory. Now, the indefinite article a becomes an when it is followed by a word beginning with a vowel sound. So, if a noun is beginning with a vowel sound, then the article that you have to use before the noun is an, okay, and not a. For example, she is an old woman. So, O, A, E, I, O, U, O comes under the vowel, right? So that is why you're saying she is an old woman. Okay. But there are certain exceptions to this rule. For example, words such as one, university, unique, unit, uniform, etc. Though these words starts with a vowel, but the sound that it produces is a sound, right? It's not exactly a vowel sound. So that is why we use a before these words and not an. Okay. Similarly, there are certain words such as hour, honest, hourly, MBA, X-ray, etc. So these words, if you look at these words basically begin with consonant sound. Okay, though it begins with a consonant, not exactly consonant sound, but it begins with a consonant, right? So though it begins with the consonant, the sound that it produces, hour, it is hour, right? It's a vowel sound. So that is why we are using an before these words. So these are the exceptions to this third rule. Okay. Now let us see definite article in a little detail. Okay, so definite article, as I discussed earlier, the is the definite article, and the is used before nouns to indicate that it is specific or definite. Okay, so when I say I went to the place which is haunted, okay, I'm specifying what kind of place did I visit, right? I went to the place which is haunted, not any other place, not any place, but I went to that particular place which is haunted. So using the, I'm actually defining that particular place where I went, and the place is actually haunted. So now the definite article, it can be also used before singular or plural nouns. For example, suppose I'm having some chocolates with me. I'm bringing the chocolates to the class, and I'm saying to one of you, give the chocolates to the students. So there, I'm talking about the particular chocolates, right, that I brought to the class. So that's why I'm defining the chocolates, right? Give the chocolates that I brought to the class to the students. Give the chocolates to the students. Now, let's look at another example. I got the book from the store next to my house. So I'm talking about a particular book which I got from a store that is next to my house. Okay, so there again you are defining the book, right? The book, this is a book that you got from a store near to your. So that is definite article. So it can be, so if you look at the first example, it is used before a plural noun. In the second example, it is used before a singular noun. So the definite article can be used before singular or plural nouns. Now, the third rule, the is used to refer to a noun which has already been introduced or mentioned before. So earlier, while we were discussing the indefinite article, I told you, if a noun is used for the first time, you can use indefinite article. For example, when I say, look at this sentence, my mother works for a CBSE school. So you're talking about your mother's place of work for the first time, right? That's why you're using an indefinite article before CBSE school, right? My mother works for a CBSE school. Now, in the later sentence, you're actually talking about the same school that you mentioned in the previous sentence. So you're actually defining the school, right, where your mother works. That is why you are adding definite article the before the school in the second sentence. So the school is situated 19 kilometers away from our home. So definite article the is used to refer to a noun which has already been introduced or mentioned before. Okay. So now let's look at some other rules related to definite article. So usually the is used before the names of seas. For example, when I say Arabian Sea, it is the Arabian Sea. Before the names of rivers also, for example, the Ganga, the Yamuna, the Satluj, the Narmada, the Krishna. So before the names of rivers also, you will use definite article the. Now, before the names of oceans, the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian Ocean, right? So before the names of oceans also, you need to use definite article. Now, before the names of mountain ranges, okay, especially if you are talking about a group of mountains, okay, as in the mountain ranges, then you will use definite article. For example, the Himalayas. Now, if you're talking about sacred texts or sacred books, like the Gita, the Bible, the Quran. So before the sacred text, you have to use definite article. Now we will look at some zero article cases. Which are the cases in which you need to avoid using articles? So when I say go to this school, right? I go to the school every day. It is actually a wrong usage because there uh, definite article the is not needed. Okay, so you can say I go to school every day. You're talking about a routine action. So there, no need to use definite article. Similarly, when I say I go by bus, again you're talking about a routine action. So there, I go by bus is enough. That is a correct usage. So you can avoid using the. Okay, I instead of saying I go by the bus, you can say I go by bus to school every day. Okay, so these are some of the cases wherein you need to avoid using articles. Okay, and another zero article case is where before proper nouns, you won't generally use articles. For example, you won't say the Manu is coming to Delhi. Okay, it's a wrong usage. Manu is a proper noun because it's the name of a person. So before a proper noun, you should not use definite article. So what is the correct way? You should simply say that Manu is coming to Delhi. Okay, but when you look at this, the other sentence, the Franks are coming for dinner. So they are before Franks, I'm adding definite article the. Why am I adding the definite article the there? Because Franks, it's actually a family name. So I'm referring to their family, right? Family, old people who are having this particular name Frank. Okay, so that's why I'm saying the Franks are coming for dinner. Okay, for example, in India we have Sharma, which is a common surname, right? So the Sharmas are coming for the dinner. Okay, so I'm referring to old people. Okay, all the Sharmas in the family. Okay, so in such cases, you can use definite article before family names. Okay, so now look at the next sentence. He is the Gandhi of this era. So there in this particular sentence, I am again adding the definite article the before Gandhi. Okay, why am I adding the before Gandhi? Because here I'm not talking about Gandhiji, okay, but I'm actually referring to certain quality in him, right, which is similar to Gandhi. Okay, so in order to refer to that quality, okay, the quality that he possesses, which even Gandhiji had. Okay, so that is why I'm saying that he is the Gandhi of this era. Is that clear? Now, so these are some of the things that you need to keep in your mind. So now you can actually check your understanding related to articles. Okay, so you need to, you can quickly grab maybe a piece of paper and a pen and write down, try to answer these questions. Dash Mahatma Gandhi is dash father of dash nation. Dash Mahatma Gandhi is dash father of nation. Father of dash nation. So here please check for the answer. So before Mahatma Gandhi, the is not needed because Mahatma Gandhi is a proper noun and is the father of the nation. So you're talking about India, right? The nation. So that's why we are adding definite article before before father as well as before nation. So Mahatma Gandhi is the father of the nation. Okay, now please look at the second question. Dash Malta is dash island in dash Mediterranean Sea. Please try to answer the question. Dash Malta is dash island in dash Mediterranean Sea. So here, in this case, if you add definite article the before Malta, it's actually wrong. Because Malta, it is not like Himalayas, okay? It's not a group of islands, it is singular island. So you need not add the before Malta. So Malta is an island is an island. Why an? Because again, island, it's a vowel sound. So we have to add the indefinite article and in. Again, you're talking about a sea. So before the names of seas, you will add definite article the. So Malta is an island in the Mediterranean Sea. Now, please attempt the third question. Dash New York Times is a popular daily. Dash New York Times is a popular daily. So the answer for this question is the New York Times is a popular daily. So before the names of newspapers, okay, you can add definite article the. Okay, so the New York Times is a popular daily is the correct answer. Now, the next question, please give me dash book that is on the table. Please give me dash book that is on the table. So you're not talking about any book, right? You are specifying the book that you want, right? So you are talking about a particular book that is on the table. So there, again, you have to add the definite article the. So please give me the book that is on the table is the right answer. So now try to attempt the next question. Dash Nile is dash longest river. Dash Nile is dash longest river. So again, in this question, Nile is the name of a river. So you have to add the before names of rivers, right? So the Nile is again longest. Longest means the word is in superlative. So before superlative, you have to add definite article. So you're talking about the longest one particular thing, right? So the Nile is the longest river is the answer. Now, please attempt the last question. Our neighbor has a cat and a ant dash dog. So, our neighbor has a cat and dash dog. So, it is our neighbor has a cat and a dog, right? So, you're talking about two animals which your neighbor possesses. So, you have to add the indefinite article a before cat as well as dog to show that he's having one cat and one dog. So I hope the unit is clear to you. So thank you all for your patient listening.